This portion of New Day Northwest is sponsored by Molen Orthodontics.
Welcome back, everybody. Getting a new smile does not have to be difficult anymore. Say goodbye to that headgear stuff. We're about to see the latest in orthodontics. Here to tell us more from Molen Orthodontics, welcome Dr. Aaron Molen. It's good to have you here.
It's good to be here,
Nice
Margaret.
to meet you. And honestly, I'm just so glad to hear this because a lot of us, grew up with the headgear and the rubber bands, and it was just kind of a torturous process.
Oh,
Doesn't
yeah.
have to be anymore.
Not anymore. I mean, a lot's changed in orthodontics. Traditionally in orthodontics, the tendency was to just focus on straight teeth, fixing the bite, which is good. But now there's a more progressive approach we can take where we really look at developing the smile into a more natural, broad, curved, it's kind of like smile design.
Oh, look. There we go. So
There we
can
go.
kind of see.
That's
so
right.
The ideal arc is the one at the bottom as opposed to what we've traditionally tried to make teeth look like at the top.
Right. Traditionally in orthodontics, if the braces are on the edge of the teeth, it's going to push the teeth up and create a very flat, artificial smile. So it's straight,
Interesting.
but it's more than just straight teeth. We want to protect the cheek, lip support, bring the jaw forward, profile, airway. And if we place the braces a little closer to the gum line, bring the smile down, we get that smile that mimics the curvature of the lower lip.
So I went through all of that as a teenager for nothing?
Well, I wouldn't say that, but there has been a lot of advances. That's the good news.
Let's take a look at a before and after picture because it's really lovely to see what you can do. Isn't that amazing? How did you manage this?
Well, this is Ashley. She was 14 when she came in. You can see she had a scissor bite, kind of an underbite, collapse bite, extra teeth in there, extra baby teeth that hadn't fallen out. And so in her case, just with our progressive techniques that we've pioneered, we were able to create a wider, more natural smile without taking out any healthy adult teeth in just 2 years' time. Much more comfortable than traditional orthodontics. No headgear, none of that kind of stuff.
That's awesome. Is headgear obsolete now?
Well, I'd like to say it is, but unfortunately it's still taught in most of the orthodontic residency programs, and so a lot of people still use it. The
But
problem
you can
with
accomplish things without it?
we can, because the problem with it is it pushes everything backwards. It assumes the upper jaw is the problem, when in reality it's not. It's the lower jaw that needs to come forward. And if you're pushing the upper jaw back, you're pushing the lip back because it's all attached. You're pushing things back into the airway. So instead we want to work with the natural growth of the body, encourage the lower jaw to come forward. Works best for girls around 11, boys around age 12. But if we do that, in our office we've eliminated headgear completely.
Right.
And then that allows us to protect the airway, support the lips, and create a more harmonious profile for the patient.
Okay, and you mentioned 11 and 12, so that may be a little younger than some people know to bring their kids to an orthodontist.
Right. I mean, we actually like to see kids right after their 7th birthday, which seems really young to a lot of people, but the reality is very few kids actually need treatment at that age. However, it allows us to capture some baseline records, some photos, that as the kid matures, we can kind of monitor their growth, have more context, and make better informed treatment decisions.
That's perfect. That makes a lot of sense. We have another picture I want you to tell us a little bit more about.
Well, this is one of those things that we will do on younger kids, usually between age 8 and 10, and it's called orthodontic expansion. Now, with orthodontic expansion, the roof of the mouth actually finishes growing in width at age 6. Most people think they'll grow into it. They won't. At 6, the width is done. And then the suture in the roof of the mouth fuses closed around age 10. And so we have this window of opportunity when kids are narrow and crowded to gently work with nature to make the jaws wider, which allows the teeth to come in less crowded, prevents teeth from getting stuck. And since the roof of the mouth is the same bone as the floor of the nose, research has shown that it also improves the kid's ability to breathe through their nose. They get better sleep at night, more alert during the day. And so our mission is to change lives one smile at a time to help kids achieve their dream at Molen Orthotics. This is one of the main things we do, is just improving how they breathe, because it has such an impact on how they behave, how they feel during the day.
How they sleep, the whole thing. So what kind of apparatus do you use to widen?
So an orthodontic expander fits around the very back molars, and then there's a small box that sits in the roof of the mouth. It's really weird for the first couple days. The kid has a little bit of a lisp, but it's really not that uncomfortable. Once they get used to having it in there, both of my oldest daughters had it, and my younger boy will need it someday. And they barely even noticed them once they were there. So it just gently puts pressure to move the bones apart, and the body naturally fills that bone back in.
That's amazing, because in the old days, everybody had, like 4 teeth out to
Exactly.
do this. We don't have to do that anymore.
We don't, as long as we see the kids early enough, and that allows us to avoid having to take those healthy teeth out. We don't like to do expanders on teenagers because that suture's closed and it's uncomfortable. And we want it to be a comfortable experience. That's why we like to do those before age 10 when possible.
That's great education. Okay, let's take a look at one more graphic and talk to us a bit about the airway and how we get this opened up.
Well, we've done scans in our office, and that's what this is showing here, that show that as you bring the jaw forward, it actually opens the airway up, because the airway is supported by the upper and lower jaws, and then the teeth positioned within those jaws. So as we bring the jaws forward, create more room for the teeth, we're actually having an impact on the patient's ability to breathe through their airway.
Wow.
And right now we have a pediatric sleep crisis in America where kids aren't getting the quality sleep that they need to be getting. And so we have behavioral and physical ailments that plague these kids during the day because of the lack of sleep. And so we have an opportunity as orthodontists and healthcare providers to actually proactively be in the trenches combating this pediatric sleep crisis that we have going on, and bringing the jaw forward and avoiding headgear, expanders. Those are things we can do in that
amazing.
fight for better sleep.
Wow, that's really important, because we're not, you know, we think about this in terms of the smile, but now we're really
Yeah,
talking
you got
about
all these people
quality
on
of life.
CPAP machines and
Yep.
other stuff, and we can do more when they're kids to help prevent that kind of stuff when they're older.
What's the word on retainers these days? How long do kids have to wear retainers?
Well, I get asked that a lot, and unfortunately, just like a perm or staying fit, it's a lifetime commitment. And so your teeth don't reach a point of stability where they will no longer move. They always want to move. And when my dad started our Molen Orthotics in 1972 down in Auburn, something he pioneered was the lifetime retainer guarantee. So we guarantee our retainers for life. And what the image is showing here is the type of retainer we use is a clear retainer, just slips on the teeth. You wear it at night, kind of like pajamas for the teeth.
Right.
Instead of the unsightly wire retainers that
Yes.
goes across the front.
Those were so much fun.
Oh my goodness. But these, in our office at least, we guarantee them so that if you ever lose them, break them, throw them away, sell them on eBay, doesn't matter. Yeah.
You'll replace
Weird
them.
things will happen. We'll replace them at no charge.
Oh, that's awesome.
And that way we can protect that smile forever. And they also double as bleaching trays, whitening trays at
Right.
night, and protect against nighttime
superb.
grinding. So
That's
it's a
superb.
win-win.
So tell me a bit about, you have a grand opening and you have a special offer for our viewers. Explain what's going on.
We do. So if you come in for an exam and you start treatment with us, we have a Orthodontics or braces survival kit, or Invisalign, whatever you're doing, and it includes an Air Flosser Pro and a Sonicare toothbrush. So we get those. That's our survival kit there.
Right.
And then on October 14th, like you mentioned, we have 3 locations: Auburn, Sumner, and Enumclaw, but we've opened a new one in Sumner where we're going to have skee ball and little basketball hoops and all kinds of fun stuff in the office, massage chairs for the parents. And to celebrate that grand opening, we're doing Smile Fest 2017. That's what we're calling it.
That sounds great.
Saturday, October 14th from 11 to 4. We're going to have local artist Sierra Lauren there. Blitz from the Seahawks will be there giving autographs. We're going to have a dunk tank
I
with the
feel so
doctors.
ripped off. This was not.
I know.
Oh, wait,
I know.
a dunk tank
Come on.
for the doctors?
Yeah, I'll be in there. We have a charity that we use to facilitate braces for people that can't financially afford it, and so you can pay $1 and dunk us, and then it will go towards that charity to facilitate any dental work they need or
You're
oral
a good
surgery they
sport.
need.
Dr. Molen, thank you very much.
No, well,
that
thank you
sounds
for having me.
great. To get in contact with Molen Orthodontics and take advantage of their special offer, please visit molensmiles.com. And we've also posted a link on New Day's website to make it easy for you. That sounds like fun. Who knew orthodontics could be fun? So up next, how a book club has changed the lives of a group of Seattle women. We'll meet them after this.